Hi Aries, it's Michelle from The Guided Intuitive, and thank you so much for being here. It is your turn. So we're going to see what wants to come up. This will be from December 1st through the 16th, 15th, 2019. This will be a general read, so please note that if you are interested in a personal read and want to tap into your own personal energies, then you want to go to theguidedintuitive.com up here or in my description box below, and we'll get you going, okay? All right, let's see what is going on for you the first half of December. Whoo! Can you believe it? This is exciting. Okay, we're going to see what wants to come up because we're kind of shimming into the end of the new year, or the end of the year to hit into the new year, right? Okay, so that's what I was kind of trying to say before we kick off the new year. But we've got some things to do, so right. So let's keep it going. Now, keep in mind that those of you that have ordered your Beyond the Read sessions, I want to thank all of you for that. And for those of you who have not quite yet, but still have found that there is maybe some sort of struggle in terms of overcoming a self-limiting belief, or perhaps a negative emotions, fear, shame, guilt, a sadness of the sort that just kind of standing in the way of your relationships, your job, or just in a situation overall, do check us out on this. It's an amazing service and modality that I have added, and it does take it a step beyond the read. So if you are interested, see it up here in my description box below. And those of you that have been ordering coaching packages with me for the accountability, for the inspiration, motivation, and the clarity in terms of what it is that you're working on, if you want to ramp up before the new year, this is a prime time to get started. I have some good pricing in place. What you're going to want to do is to book my discovery session up here, and that'll allow some private time between you and I to kind of talk a little bit about your situation and what service is best recommended for you, and the options that are available, and you can see what kind of fits for you. Okay. All right. So thank you for that. Let's jump into this and see what's happening. Okay. So this is for Aries, current situation right now. Here's where you're at. Okay. Here it is. Okay, well, speaking of which, I'm kind of glad I brought that up. Things are coming to the surface. Okay, so that of which was hidden before beneath the surface is now rising up. Okay, so no more can you kind of keep it down. It's kind of like a cork. You can only keep it down for so long where your hands on it, but when your hands off of it, pops right up, right? So this is saying your emotions are actually coming up right now, okay? But that's exactly what I'm seeing. So there's no need to have the fear from them, right? There's no need of any of the sort. It's just about letting them work right through you, right? Or booking the Beyond the Read session, we can do it for you. And it's actually your subconscious that is doing this. And so that's what this is saying, is that something that of which was, kind of hidden, perhaps in the unconscious or pushed down, is now rising to the surface. This time you can't hide it. This time you can't push it down anymore because it's going to make itself known. Now, this could be as it relates to a personal situation with you. Now, this could be in a relationship, right? This is you and the who could be the other person, the other side of a situation. If you don't have a person, so to speak, when you come to mind, in coming into my channel here. So do keep that in mind. But yeah, that's what I see here. I want to see what wants to come through in this. I'm going to pull some tarot on this, but it's actually a beautiful thing because you see the flowers that are above there. It's blooming. This is really a beautiful thing. And sometimes the things that we keep kind of hidden can be some of the most beautiful aspects of ourselves that others just really love, and it really can be one of your strengths. Okay, so that's what Aries is what's happening here. Let me go ahead and clarify with the tarot and see what wants to come through. Empress, so bringing on that Empress energy. So this is about, stepping into that, maybe perhaps being that nurturing kind of fertile energy, very, associated with beauty, nice things. Fertility could be new birth. Some of you might be pregnant. Some of you might be, have that fertility of a new birth, of a new situation, a new relationship, a new job, whatever that is for some of you. But Aries, that's exactly what I see here. It's a beautiful card. It's my favorite card in the deck, or just one of my favorites, I should say. But it's all talks about beauty, art, and that type of thing. So being creative in this fertility of this new birth of what is rising to the surface. Okay, so that's what I see here. I'm going to pull another card. I want to see what the moon card comes, what comes into play with that. We are approaching, well, we are in right now, the moon is in Sagittarius, and between now and December 12th, where the full moon takes place, which is happening on December 12th, you've got a time to think big and start putting in those action steps. So this being a new birth rising to the surface, whatever work that you're going to put into this is going to show its rewards during, December 12th, sometime around that period of time when the full moon hits. So just note, okay? When I'm doing this, it's November 30th, and the moon moved into Sagittarius on November 28th. So let's see what else wants to come through in terms of the situation. Anything else here? Wow, how beautiful. You and your loved ones are safe. So, maybe you questioned that for some reason. Maybe you questioned whether or not you were safe. Maybe because the things coming to surface, right? And so many things changing, with that, kind of leaving you kind of a little bit in a little bit of a wobble, right? So what this is talking about is, yes, I mean, you definitely are safe. Some of you were looking for this type of answer. So yes, you and your loved ones are safe. So again, the current situation right now, what are the challenge and opportunity for you here? Preservation. You're really kind of taking yourself in and kind of holding yourself and kind of preserving yourself during this sensitive time. And that's what I see here. I thought this card has only come out 3 times. Maybe since I've had the deck, and I've been using this deck, quite frankly. It's kind of my go-to deck. But I will tell you, this is preserving your energy, preserving yourself. And this is about, it's actually a quite beautiful card. This is actually, really focusing and preserving your emotions, observing your emotions, and handling them with compassion, care, and empathy. And that's what this is talking about. The opportunity is not to preserve them and to see the value in your emotions. This is saying is to seek the value of what is bubbling up to the surface right now, because it's going to help you. It is almost as if, whatever's coming up had to do perhaps with childhood, perhaps maybe as a childhood trauma of some sort, perhaps, abandonment. When you think of feeling safe, maybe a fear of abandonment, of some sort. If maybe a parent or guardian wasn't around a lot as you were growing up, you kind of felt you had to raise yourself, or you really didn't have that love, that repetition, and the layers of love, that have been built along the way. You've had to kind of do it yourself. And this is saying is that preserve that child within who was only trying to protect him or herself, with the very little resources that a child would have. And all you do is just do whatever it does that brings you closer to love as a child. But now, as an adult, as things start surfacing up, then this is just basically saying you have an opportunity to have a new rebirth in this, and know that you and your loved ones are totally safe, okay? And that's what it wants to let you know. You are safe. You are safe, and the divine is preserving you. And you're seeing this now, and now you have a choice to make a change. Hence, beyond the read, or, that'd be something to kind of check out, but that's what this is coming into play. So the opportunity is not to preserve the learnings from a childhood, and the opportunity is to, I should say, and the challenge is to not, okay, and not to see the value in this. And boy, is there so much beauty in this, guys. So much beauty to work through this and keep it lighter, and help you move forward lighter. Let's take a look at what it is that you need to focus on. What is it that you need to focus on right now? Okay, this is about ridding of the repetition, of the unconscious mind, okay? So that's what's coming into play. Something keeps going over and over. It's kind of like you get the buffalo. Instead of the sheep that are kind of, counting sheep, this is like, buffalo kind of rambling through your mind time after time again. Hence the moon phases, right? So there's something that is repetition, that is taking place. And this could be whatever has caused you anguish in the past. what seems to have this repetition happens, throughout the moon phases, right? Consistently, like clockwork. Okay, it's unconscious. So what this is saying is to get rid of this repetition is to repeatedly take corrective measures on this. Okay, so when you recognize it, notice that, feel it, breathe it, work through that, and know that now, it's not your mind that's in charge. Body, soul, and spirit are in charge, and you can make other decisions. Or if you need help with that, again, check my description box. But that is exactly what I feel is coming into play. I'm going to pull a moon card because there's moon phases in this, and I want to see, I just think that something is just repeating itself in a relationship or a situation, okay? And it's really coming to the surface, bringing your attention. You have to preserve yourself. Know that you're safe and do this, but it is coming to play here. Let's see here. You are very close to achieving your goal. I love this. So what you need to focus on is that repetition and ridding of that repetition, getting out of the head and into the heart. So anytime you feel that wobble of some sort that's happening here, this is saying really just to really focus on your goal, the vision that you have, and keep your head, keep your focus and your vision alive in terms of that. What you need to focus on, anything else? Self-mastery, self-improvement is so key. This is why I have combined and why I do so much coaching and reading of childhood traumas or anything that are holding you back, because this is about achieving self-mastery, and this is what I like to see for you, Aries. It's what I want to see for everyone, and this is why I've dedicated my work to this. I just absolutely love it. So it's about, rather than being confused from one side of the face and in disarray, right? This is about coming into alignment and counting on the universe, your highest source, your source of whatever that is for you, meditating, having faith, and moving forward and making decisions that are best for you. So what you need to focus on is ridding of the repetition and keep that vision alive, and know that you can achieve self-mastery because there's solutions out there. Okay, that's what this is saying. Let's take a look at your past and see what wants to come up for you here. What is that? Potential. This is great. Again, getting rid of what in the past maybe have held you back in fear, and now orchestrating a whole new piece of music on it. And this is just rewriting your whole tune to your journey as you move forward. Because I almost feel like she's standing and she's kind of conducting, and so she is now seeing herself. Now this is energy. I might say she, it could be he, but what I'm seeing here is really focus on the energy side, because that trumps the a feminine or a masculine. This is really just focusing. Don't look at the sexes or focus on the energy behind it, because that will trump anything. And that is really saying is that you've got the energy to write your own piece of music on this journey the way you want to, and you don't have to stand back in fear and hide anymore. Okay, that's what this is saying. You are safe now. You are able to make your own decisions in life. You are able to find those solutions and often have been served up solutions that can come to you. I mean, there's a reason why you're here looking at this video right now. So there's no coincidences, right? But that's what I see in the past. All right. So in the past, I'm going to pull a tarot on this and see what wants to come out. Yeah, in the past, you're actually being recognized for perhaps, taking charge. You've got a potential opportunity to take charge, and it's almost as other people are recognizing you in success on this. So in some way, there is some sort of thing that you've overcome, and you're being recognized, and people are seeing that. Okay, so this is taking on that Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type energy, that fire energy that you have, right? Quite beautiful. Let's talk about your strengths, okay? Let's take a look at your strengths and see what that is. Here we go, what it is. Aha, dependability. So this is actually depending on yourself, and perhaps another is depending on you as well. So depending on each other. So maybe that you found a counterpart friend, lover, significant other, whatever that is to you, to where you both are coming together in one, in spirit, and or maybe in love, or you both, it's about being dependable. So you being dependable on yourself and overcoming and achieving self-mastery, and now having the potential to do that and be the conductor on that. And this is also saying is that your strength right now is to be dependable for you, and that way that you can and allow others to depend on you as well. Show yourself that you can depend on you first, and then others will show their dependability to you. And I think that that is what's really key, right? That vibration, right? Like and like. So it's quite interesting, but that's what this is saying. And it's like coming together, and something is blooming. So this could be a relationship of some sort. Now this could be, if you don't have a significant other or there's not another person, this could be being dependable to work or a situation at work. So show your dependability, and others will show you theirs. That's what I see here. Okay, let's pull a clarifier on your strength and see what wants to come out. Yeah. Well, you guess what you get, guys? Strength. So interesting, isn't it? Right? So this is just having strength to be dependable. It's so funny. It's crazy. A couple cards fell down, but it's the ones I already did here. So, but yeah, it's actually strength. How funny. Major Arcana card. So show dependability and strength, and that's going to be your strength. Okay. Anything else that might want to come through for you in that? Just curious. Anything else in terms of your strength? It's time to release negativity. So probably there's some sort of negativity that has held you back in the past from a relationship or situation. And this is saying, aha, release that. So whatever's bubbling to the surface was some sort of perhaps negativity. Note your comments below, Aries, but that's what I see. Let's jump into the near future. Near the end, I want to take a look at this other person, but I want to focus on a little bit more on you right now. So let's take a look at near future for you. Context, okay? So this is having a transformation at looking at information. Whatever you were looking at information, from whatever perspective that you had before, this is saying is to put things in context a little bit. It could be in a form of communication, maybe information you've been receiving from your source, because this is a dragonfly at the throat chakra, and that's about spiritual maturation. It's about becoming spiritually mature and transforming. So transforming in how you speak, on how you what you say to yourself, again, and what you say to others. So releasing negativity, right? Okay. So that's what this is coming through. Put things in context. Okay. And what might be an off the cuff comment may not actually pertain and have a deep meaning as it pertains to the whole situation or the whole relationship. Okay. So that's what's coming here. I do want to pull a tarot on this, put things in context. Let's see what here. Yeah, work. It could have to do with work, but you're working really, really hard on something. It could be a relationship or a situation. Eight's about, constant energy is putting towards that. Could be you're working really, really hard and taking on that Capricorn type energy. You're really focused right now, Aries, on your security right now. All right. Your stability and security is what it really looks like. You're really holding on to those coins there. Okay. And be careful. Okay. Because you don't want to focus on that at all costs. You might be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And it's not about, always being right and being the victor in a situation, because others can drop their swords and walk away, and this is saying this is just questioning how much you're putting into the pentacle. Okay. So how much money you're putting, how much your focus you're putting on the monetary value of something, or obtaining that, and you are losing other people in the process. So at what boundaries do you have as it pertains to the balancing of that, and happiness in life and everything else? What comes first, second, third type thing. Okay. So maybe it's allowing you to really step back and look at that. And again, you might be dealing with an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But yeah, so in the near future, that's what I see. Put things in context, and really surrender to the divine here. Put things in context, surrender to the divine for answers coming in, to help you put things in context, because sometimes we need to ask for help, and there's no shame. There's actually so much to gain. from that. Okay, let's focus on to right now how you should move forward. Okay, so how you should move forward. Let's see how. Okay, so I saw what we got here. Okay, tea, green tea. So what this is saying is perception. Have a keen perception on this, Aries. You know, look at things with a keen eye. Okay, use your third eye. Remember, listen to the divine and the downloads that you get with that, and ask the divine for help if you need to. But in terms of how to move forward, use your third eye, use your perception in this process. It's going to be very, very key, especially as it pertains to a love situation for those of you here. Okay, just saying. Really coming through here for you. Okay, so it could be that you might be dealing Aries with a Gemini, or this is just a love situation, and use your keen perception in the process. Anything else on how to move forward for you here? Yeah, emotions are running high in this situation. I'm just saying, they're running high as it pertains to love. So be very perceptive, move slowly, okay, in the process. What is it that you need to know? What is it that you need to know? Okay, specialization. So this is about maybe perhaps focusing on one person at a time if you've been dating a lot of people, or this is saying focus on one thing if you've had your energies out in multiple directions. Specialization is going to help transform you and the situation, okay? It's really going to help. So specialization is key, okay? It's going to lead to some sort of transformation. I'm going to pull a card on specialization and see what wants to come out for you here. So this is about, you know, focus maybe perhaps on the divines. You know, if you're asking for help, really focus in on exactly what you want and ask that question in there. And what this is saying is that the answers that you need are coming, okay? So I think what you need to do is kind of limit the playing field. You know, if you're dating multiple people, or if it's in a situation, you've got multiple opportunities, limit the playing field so you can be more successful and actually transform, okay? It's going to be very, very key. Anything else and what you need to know, contemplation. So there's a lot of, wow, that's, you know, the answers are coming to you. Just contemplate on, keep your vision alive, and focus on what it is that you do want in this. And this is saying is that it can actually come through for you. It's going to be very, very big. Okay. So what is your hopes and fears? What is your hopes and fears? What is that? Fragments. Okay. So this is about being fearful and perhaps not moving forward. So, and having fragments of the past kind of creep on back in. Okay. For some of you, that might be, I had to say that, could be for some of you. And this is saying is that you don't need to fear that. You don't need to fear this. Again, have that, you know, perception. This is about, you know, really have that keen perception. Sorry for the glare there, guys. Have the perception as it pertains to the fear that's standing in your way. Focus in on love, okay? Focus in on love and take action steps and moving forward and through that. If you have a hard time with that, go to the Beyond the Read session. I can help you with that. But yeah, this is saying the fragments. Your fear is that they might get in the way. Your hope is that you're going to have that seeing eye and be able to see right through it, okay? And it's going to help you and help you really bloom, right? And that's exactly what I see here. So it's beautiful. Yeah, breaking through the fear, okay? That's very, very key here. Wow. What is your overall outcome? Here it is. Well, that wanted to fly out. What is it? Stretch. Wow. This is about stretching yourself, right? So this is interesting. When you do what we just talked about there and step through your fear, this is saying stretch a little, stretch a little, stretch a little. Okay. This is saying is that it's going to be mind blowing. Okay. So really want you to stretch through this and move through this. I'm going to pull another card, but stretch and test yourself. Okay. It really wants you to do that and take action. Okay. So by stretching, it means taking action to move forward. Okay. Create that momentum that can push you forward. We can only have our dreams and our visions, and they don't come alive until we take some steps and we put it behind them, right? Otherwise, they're just a fragment of our, they're fragments of our, imagination, right? They're dreams, right? But to bring dreams into reality, we've got to put a little bit of action behind it. So that's what this is talking about. I want to see if anything from the tarot wants to come into place from this. What is it? New, look at opportunity. When you stretch yourself, you get an opportunity from the universe coming through here. This is a potential of an opportunity. This is about manifestation and prosperity. Okay, that's what's coming through. It brings you through another gateway into another garden, hence stretching you, going into another pasture, another area, another gateway. Okay, and it has to do with also perhaps communication. The door's blue there. So that could be key for some of you. Let's take a look at this other person. What is this other person? What's their situation right now? Perspective. They too are taking perspective of the situation, of their world, of where their world is right now, okay, and how they fit in it with you or within themselves, and just kind of getting their values and everything set. So how interesting. Anything that wants to come into play for this? Gratitude, being in deep gratitude. This is beautiful. I mean, and it's so beautiful. You have the sunflowers at the bottom, and the sunflowers is the flower that always turns towards the sunlight. And why? Because that's where it knows where it's being fed, right? That's where it gets its refueled energy. So it's beautiful. This is being in deep gratitude. This is a person's in a really beautiful place, in deep gratitude for where they are right now. That's their current situation. Anything else? Let's see here what wants to come through. Their hard work is paying off. Okay, so maybe they've been working really, really hard, and it's definitely, they might have been working, like a Capricorn, right? And so they're really focusing and taking and working really, really hard right now, and they're really focusing on making sure that their past doesn't hold them back. They want to really move forward with a new beginning, and they don't want to be held back by their past limiting beliefs, things that that we talked about, kind of that are when we started out. They don't have to fear, it's about things that are coming to the surface. They no longer have to fear that. Okay, so that was really, really key. What's the best way that you, Aries, can move forward as it pertains to this other person? Efficiency. Use your guidance and your own guidance system in the process. Okay, this is saying be efficient is where you put your time, energy, and your love. Okay, really, it's really what it's saying. Be efficient in that process. Make sure that it's being productive, because being busy and being productive, two different things, right? Okay, you can be busy and just do busy work and not get anything done, or you can be productive and actually get some stuff done. Okay, you know where I'm coming from. Okay, so this is about efficiency, and what they're doing is they're meditating and contemplating on how to best move forward in their life, just so you know. But you personally are really being, looking at that, how you want to move forward. And what's going to be very, very key for you right now is communication. Communication is going to be very, very key. Okay, that's what I see. Communication is going to be very, very key in this situation. Okay, so I think that's why you're doing, some meditating. The best way to move forward is just be efficient within that. Okay, and yeah, that's what I see. So okay, guys, I hope that this resonates in some way. I look forward to seeing you in the second half of December, and until then, namaste.